So this framework is about being a knowing but not telling leader. Now, normally, leaders think they want to be a knowing and telling leader. This is what I thought when I went to be the captain of the submarine. So we have these 4 quadrants: knowing and telling, not knowing and telling, not knowing and not telling, and knowing and not telling. Now, normally the way most leaders operate is if I know the answer, I'm going to tell the team, and this is the desired place. So I'm up here in the knowing and telling quadrant. And the better I am at telling my team what to do, the faster we can create production, the faster we get stuff done, and I feel better about myself being as a leader. If I don't know the answer, then I tend to be a not knowing and not telling leader. In other words, I say, yeah, I'm not sure, let's figure that out together. My journey took me through these quadrants where when I went to the Santa Fe, I did not know, but I tried to be a telling leader. That didn't work. I made a commitment with my team not to give commands, so I was the submarine commander who didn't give commands. And I still didn't know the ship, so I was not telling and not knowing. But eventually I learned the submarine. So I became a knowing leader, and I'd seen how powerful it was to not tell my team what the answer was, because when you do that, you're developing leaders, not just developing people who need you to tell them what the answer is. So I broke the linkage between knowing and telling and not knowing and not telling, and I tried to live up here in this quadrant, which was the knowing but not telling quadrant. And this is very hard to do, because when you know the answer, or you think you know the answer, and your team comes up to you and they say, hey, we got a problem, what should we do? You just want to tell them what to do so we can go and we can start doing it and everything is good in life. But what you've not done is you've not developed leaders, and you've not created a team that's independent, and you've not helped them think on their own. What you've done is just made them dependent upon you. So the idea is know your job, know the answers as much as possible, but you decide whether you want to be a telling or not telling. So break the linkage between knowing and telling and not knowing and not telling, and try and operate in this knowing but not telling quadrant, where you're focusing on the long term and you're focusing on building leaders rather than just people doing what they're told. The other problem with operating in the knowing and telling quadrant is you stifle learning in the team. And finally, you might not actually know. You might just think you know, and then that 1 in 100 times when you don't know, because you're operating in this knowing telling domain, the team still does what they're told and bad things happen. That's why you want to operate in the knowing but not telling quadrant.